Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty, was not one to be trifled with. Throughout Greek mythology, there are numerous stories of individuals who angered Aphrodite and faced her wrath in the form of punishment. From being transformed into animals to facing accusations of rape, those who crossed Aphrodite often found themselves in dire straits. Here are 3 stories of individuals who dared to anger the goddess of love and faced the consequences of their actions. 1 such individual was the shepherd Anchises. Anchises was a mortal man who caught the eye of the beautiful Aphrodite. The goddess was so taken with him that she decided to reveal her true identity to him. However, when Anchises boasted of his encounter with Aphrodite, he incurred her wrath. As punishment, Aphrodite caused him to be struck with a thunderbolt, leaving him crippled and unable to walk. This was a harsh punishment for Anchises, who had dared to boast about his encounter with the goddess. Another individual who angered Aphrodite was the hunter Adonis. Adonis was a mortal man who was loved by both Aphrodite and Persephone, the goddess of the underworld. As a result of this love triangle, Adonis was eventually killed by a wild boar. Some versions of the myth attribute this tragedy to Aphrodite's jealousy and anger at Adonis for his infidelity. Others claim that it was the result of a curse placed on Adonis by a former lover of Aphrodite. Regardless of the specific circumstances, it is clear that Adonis faced a tragic end as a result of angering the goddess of love. One of the most well-known stories of Aphrodite's punishment involves the mortal woman Psyche. Psyche was renowned for her beauty, which angered the goddess Aphrodite. In a fit of jealousy, Aphrodite commanded her son, Eros, to make Psyche fall in love with the most hideous creature he could find. However, Eros himself fell in love with Psyche and took her as his wife. When Aphrodite discovered this, she put Psyche through a series of difficult tasks, including sorting a huge pile of mixed seeds and collecting a portion of wool from a flock of aggressive sheep. These tasks were meant to be impossible for a mortal, but with the help of various gods and creatures, Psyche was able to complete them. In the end, Aphrodite relented and allowed Psyche to be reunited with Eros, but not before putting her through numerous trials and tribulations. These stories illustrate the lengths to which Aphrodite was willing to go to punish those who dared to anger her. From crippling a mortal man to orchestrating the death of a beloved hunter, Aphrodite's punishments were often severe and unforgiving. Even those who inadvertently earned her ire, such as Psyche, were not spared from her wrath. The goddess of love and beauty was not one to be crossed, and those who did so often found themselves facing dire consequences as a result. In conclusion, the stories of Anchises, Adonis, and Psyche serve as cautionary tales of the dangers of angering the goddess Aphrodite. Whether through boasting, infidelity, or jealousy, these individuals found themselves on the receiving end of the goddess's formidable wrath. As these stories demonstrate, Aphrodite was anything but forgiving, and those who dared to provoke her often faced dire and unforgiving punishments.